Thank you very much for joining. Welcome. All right, let's look at today's game. How significant is Arsenal's 3-2 first leg advantage in shaping their approach for the second leg against Chelsea at the Emirates?
Well, Arsenal don't really have a reason to go for it in this match. They know the attacking talent that Chelsea possesses, so I think they'll might likely go for a defensive approach just to, they're ahead, they're at the Emirates, they're at home. The pressure is really on them just to maintain it and make it to the final because, like I say, they know about Chelsea's threat. Garnacho especially, I know we're going to talk about him later. He scored 2 goals in the first leg, probably 2 goals that could have been prevented with a bit better defending. So it's Arsenal's best interest, I think, to just stick it out, defend their lead, make it to the final.
All right, given Chelsea's recent form, Garnacho's impact, Rossignol's impact also as a manager, we've seen them come back to win against Napoli. They also did a comeback against West Ham to get a win in that one. Do you think that they still have a realistic chance to overturn the deficit, considering how they've been performing in recent weeks since the change in managerial position?
It's undeniable that Chelsea are playing some very good football at the moment and they're getting results. But I just think that, history kind of tells us that Arsenal is kind of, especially couldn't really call it a bogey team because the two sides are very similar in level, but Chelsea do struggle to get wins against Arsenal. So I can't see why that would change, especially this is probably the best quality of opposition they've played since Rossignol has come in. So whilst, good form, it's always something to look at, I don't think it'll be enough for Chelsea this time.
All right, both managers are looking for a trophy success this season. Arsenal competing on all fronts in Europe. Chelsea might not probably look forward to getting the title in the Premier League, but they have an opportunity also to nick this one. What kind of setup should we be expecting? Arsenal currently have a strong squad. Kai Havertz is back from injury. Chelsea also have lots, of course, they can bring into the party. What kind of formation do you think both managers will bring into this game? For Arsenal, are you seeing a defensive formation or an attacking formation?
I think, not to state the obvious, but I do believe that obviously Arsenal will try to play defensively. They're ahead. There's no reason for them to not. So they'll, stick to the defensive football that's got them to this position all season. And it's solid football. Chelsea, on the other hand, they're playing exciting attacking football under Rossignol. So again, likely going to try to get their attackers up front, playing good football, and hopefully we'll be able to try and score a goal. But I don't see it happening. I think Garnacho proved that he can score goals. That's what he did in the first leg, and that's kind of the player I see a lot of people looking at to maybe try to do something again. But he hasn't really proven himself this season to be, a natural regular goal scorer for Chelsea. So I wouldn't say that he's someone that they can, hang their hat on. There isn't anyone that Chelsea has that I'd say, you'd expect to score. So it might just be a case of someone might just be thinking, try to get the numbers up front, make something happen. But it's gonna be, I think it'll be a good watch. But I don't see anything coming out of it other than just Arsenal getting to the final quite comfortably.
All right, Oluwafermi, let me come to you now. On paper, Arsenal are favourites. I mean, considering that they have an advantage going into this game, they've also been able to bounce back from their defeat to Manchester United. But we know what Chelsea can also do in games like this. Who do you think will nick this one tonight?
Yeah, like I say, Arsenal, Sorry, I believe I spoke over you there.
Oluwafermi, please go on.
Okay, I think most likely it's going to be Arsenal, although we might see an upset today. Chelsea might, and the reason is because I think I might want to focus on things that matter right now. That's the league and the Champions League. So I'm hoping for an upset this evening. Yeah, okay. For Chelsea.
All right, Phillips, you want to conclude on your thoughts there?
Yeah, so I just wanted to add, Jose Mourinho was the one who said, "You win the League Cup, you win the league," and that's Arsenal's main goal this season. So I think for them, it's an important one to win and then go on to win the whole competition, depending on how tomorrow night goes between City and Newcastle to see who they'll be playing against. But a League Cup is usually a good sign for a club to go on and win greater things later on in the season. I think Arsenal know that maybe a trophy now means a trophy later. So I think they'll give it everything they've got to try to get the result tonight.
All right. Thank you very much, Will Phillips, for your time. We look forward to you joining us again on the show.